You may have heard the name Mastodon. Anybody hands? Mastodon? Not the extinct elephant animal. No. This is the new online site that, may give Twitter a run for its money. So in the wake of everything that Elon Musk has done over the past couple of weeks, which mainly involves firing half the staff, apparently.
And then hiring some back.
Yeah. And now apparently
others.
Story today is 2 high-level executives are now decided they're going to leave on their own. They don't like what's going on. So people have decided, look, there are other sites out there. One of them is this site called Mastodon. I know our own Gazette health reporter, Aaron Durfel, is now posting on Mastodon. So we thought we'd try to find out a little bit more because I had not heard the name up until this story broke. CARMI LEVY, typically the guy we go to and this kind of stuff, our CJAD 800 tech experts at CARMI. First of all, thank you very much. Appreciate the time today. Tell us what Mastodon is and why it's creating a bit of a buzz here.
Well, first of all, I went to journalism school with Aaron Durfel, so he will be my first friend on Mastodon. I haven't
Excellent.
been finding anyone on it. So, Aaron, I'm coming for you, buddy. So Mastodon, it's an app. It kind of looks a lot like Twitter. It operates a lot like Twitter, but it's different. It's relatively new. It's been around since 2016. It's a small project. It's one guy who programmed it with funding from the European Commission. So, it's just it's open source. It is what's known as decentralized. In other words, unlike Twitter, no one person will ever buy it or control it, which is sort of one of the reasons why a lot of people who are upset with Twitter now that Elon Musk owns it are moving over to Mastodon because they don't want that kind of control. And so, it's being positioned as an alternative, and they are incredibly popular. It's one of the most popular downloads in both the Apple and Google app stores now. The company that controls it now says that they've had over 1 million monthly active users in the last week, record numbers. Hundreds of thousands of people are downloading the app on a regular basis, and they're getting a lot of buzz, a lot of pickup. And it all sounds good. And so I saw all that news, and I thought I would dive in onto something, and I downloaded it, installed it. And then I went looking for people, and I couldn't find anyone. None of my friends are on it.
It's lonely.
And that is the problem, because you can have the greatest app in the world, but if none of your friends are on it, it's kind of, what am I going to do? Talk to myself?
But wasn't it like that for all the apps initially? This one's gaining speed pretty quickly, is it not?
It certainly is, but you sort of have to put it in perspective. Right now, they say they have 1 million monthly active users, whereas Twitter has 250 million people every day on it.
Wow.
And they aren't just using it like once and then setting it aside, which is kind of the way Mastodon is. People aren't using it all the time. It's not on the front screen of their smartphone. It's not a primary app just yet. And so, it'll take time. It'll take, probably years of this to continue before Mastodon ever gets to that point. And we've heard other apps, for example, Parler, Clubhouse, Reddit is a somewhat different animal, but, there have been a number of what I like to call Twitter killers that have emerged from the shadows in recent years, including even Donald Trump's Truth Social. That was supposed to be an alternative to it as well. Basically, it's a ripoff of Twitter, but they all suffer from the same problem, is that unless everybody moves over to them at the same time, the experience isn't going to be as robust, and you're really not going to want to stick with it. So, Mastodon's going to have to get through that valley, so to speak. And I'm kind of hoping it does. I think having an alternative to Twitter would be a good thing. It would be healthy for all of us, including for Twitter. But the problem is I've seen this play out so many times before, and every time an app comes along, when Twitter has a bad stretch for a while, for example, it was constantly crashing and everybody was moving to other apps. Well, and then Twitter figured it out and everyone came back. So I don't think that's really the problem, and I have a funny feeling that 6 months from now, when we look back, Mastodon, it'll be used by a small percentage of people, but truth of the matter is, it isn't the Twitter killer that we think it's going to be.
So it's funny because it seems to me like the anger issue is what sort of forced people to say, I'm getting rid of Twitter because of Elon Musk and what he's doing, and then realize, as you just said, now they can go somewhere else. But, the breadth of that particular app is simply not there. So I get it, right? You don't have those eyeballs that you had on Twitter. But how is it overblown, CARMI, in your opinion, this idea that, Elon Musk is basically going to drive this thing into the ground?
I think the risk is there that the Twitter of the future will be very different than the Twitter of the past, and for a lot of people that may not be something that they want. I don't worry so much about end users. The truth of the matter is Twitter user rates, the number of people who are using Twitter regularly, that has actually gone up since Elon Musk bought the company. And I think the reason being is there's a barn on fire, and everyone just wants to make some popcorn, pull up a chair, and watch the show. And so that's kind of what's going on here, is that nobody wants to miss out on what's happening on Twitter. And even for all of his bombast and for all of his chaos and his controversy, Elon Musk is a newsworthy guy. And even if we don't agree with him and we don't support his, rather strange views, I think nobody wants to be that person at work, around the water cooler, or among their peer group, their friends, their colleagues, family members, who says, "Oh, I didn't see what Elon Musk posted today." So we're still there, even if we're complaining loudly. And so I think long term, Twitter is going to have some changes. Elon Musk has made that abundantly clear. But, the reason that we use Twitter was as valid before Elon Musk came along, and it's still valid today. And so if it still brings you that value, it almost doesn't matter who owns the company. The answer is really in the palm of your hand, not in Elon Musk's sort of his policies or his politics or anything like that. Frankly, that doesn't affect my user experience, and it probably won't affect yours either.
Interesting. I was thinking about what Twitter's going to look like in 6 months from now, and I thought, I bet Elon Musk doesn't know. I don't think he has a master plan yet as to what it's going to look like in 6 months. I think, given how it's been a little all over the place thus far, given with the checkmark fiasco and stuff, I think he's figuring it out as he goes. You?
Oh, 100%, Natasha. I think that's exactly it. He tends to be, he almost seems to ping pong from one thing to another, often within minutes, like the verification debacle. He introduced the so-called gray check mark, which was to replace the blue check mark, which now basically anybody can buy for $8 a month. And then within 2 hours, he was tweeting, "I killed it." So, you never quite know what's going to happen next, and I don't think there is a long-term roadmap. I don't think Elon Musk knows what's coming next. I think he's operating reactively, which, for a company like Twitter in the short term, maybe that'll work, but long term, this company needs a strategy. And truth of the matter is, this is a company that was in trouble long before Elon Musk showed up. And the problem isn't that people aren't passionate about it. They are. The problem is that it's just a really lousy business. They don't serve up ads as well as Facebook does, as well as TikTok does. And right now, because advertisers are so concerned about Elon Musk's unpredictability, many of them are pausing their buys on the platforms. Yeah. And so the revenue for the company is in free fall. Elon Musk has to fix that. Politics be damned.
I got 30 seconds to wrap up. Is the checkmark history? I'm sorry, I'm not up to date here. You don't have to pay $8 anymore?
No.
No, so you still do, or you will. They're instituting it now. They're sort of waiting for the midterm elections to die down, and then they're going to implement it. Basically, it means that if you subscribe to Twitter Blue for $8 a month, then you will be eligible for a blue check mark, which basically means nothing, right?
Right, exactly.
It just means someone paid $8. And the verified one that was supposed to be, for legitimate accounts, high-profile accounts, celebrities, that was supposed to be gray, but that was canceled about 2 hours after it was implemented yesterday. So we're not quite sure where that's going to go.
Good grief. I thought it was all canceled.
CARMI, thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys.
Take good care. CARMI Levy, CJAD 800 tech expert. So there you go. The on again, off again, on again, off again, $20, $8, and we don't know where it is.
I thought they'd scrapped it.
They scrapped it for the midterms, and then they said they'd bring it back. So we're now after the midterms, so that's what he's saying. They're going to bring it back, maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
Or not.